Hey guys, it's Simeon. This is Wrestling Unlimited as we are here on the 21st of June 2021 to talk about everything that went down tonight on Monday Night Raw. And I'm going to say it right now. Tonight's episode of Raw was a better episode of Raw than we've seen in a while. I really enjoyed tonight's show. I thought just about everything that we saw made sense. Some stuff was kind of like, why are we doing this? But regardless, we'll get into all of that, including the blue butterfly. But with that, if you are watching here either on YouTube or Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. If you're watching on YouTube, you can help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, if you're watching on Twitch, you can subscribe to the channel one of two different ways. You can subscribe either with a tiered subscription or for absolutely free with Amazon Prime. Because if you have Amazon Prime, you right there watching, if you have Amazon Prime, link it to your Twitch account, and then you get a Prime Gaming account. And with a Prime Gaming account or Twitch Prime account, I think they call it Prime Gaming now. With the Prime Gaming account, you get perks for different games, you get DLC stuff for free, but you also get one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to support throughout the month. And I greatly appreciate it if you support us right here, PWU Unlimited. Again, it's just empty money or extra money sitting in your pocket, because if you don't use it, it just goes to waste. But on the flip side, if you're watching over on YouTube, you can help us out in the live chat with a super chat or a super sticker donation. Also, remember, you can subscribe to the channel as a channel member. As a channel member, you get early access to news, early access to podcasts, early access to non-news videos, a badge next to your name, emojis, and more. Also, remember, the most direct way to support us here at Pro Wrestling Unlimited is to head over to patreon.com/PW Unlimited. But with that, guys, we're here to talk about Monday Night Raw. Again, I thought the show was better than normal. We do have the poll at the top of the chat on both YouTube and on Twitch if you guys want to participate in that. And also, if you want to participate in the show, you can do so by texting in to 510-906-1341. Again, that number is 510-906-1341. With that, we've got Monday Night Raw. And the show started off with the VIP lounge. MVP and Bobby Lashley coming down with the women. Lashley admitted that Drew McIntyre took him to the limit last night. But even at his best, McIntyre was still not good enough. MVP made it clear that McIntyre cannot challenge Lashley again for the championship. And the way MVP said this was weird, because I believe it's as long as Bobby's the champion, Drew can't challenge. But the way MVP said it was as long as Bobby's the champion ever. Because sometimes when they do these stipulations where it's like, as long as so-and-so's the champion, you can't challenge again, but it only counts for like that title run. So does this mean whenever if Bobby Lashley goes down the road and he's a 3-time champion, and during his 3rd title reign, if McIntyre's on a run or a streak or whatever, he can't challenge? That's the way MVP made it sound. I'm probably looking too much into that, though. So MVP talked about that. They then showed a picture of a sad McIntyre up on the screen. MVP was about to toast Bobby Lashley when all of a sudden we heard, "It's a new day! Yes, it is!" And out would come the New Day, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. They came down pushing a cart, and they said they're here with real toast to toast Bobby Lashley. And what did these fuckers proceed to do? Throw bread, toast, whatever you want to call it, at MVP, Lashley, and the women in the ring. And they basically no-sold it. MVP said this clown nonsense was why Kofi Kingston only watched Hell in a Cell and didn't actually get a match at Hell in a Cell. Kingston said he associates himself with people he trusts, not people that use him. Kingston wondered if Lashley's ladies would still be there if he wasn't the champion. Lashley said that he wasn't planning on losing the title, so he doesn't have to think about that, especially not losing it to Kofi. Kingston lost the title. He said Kingston lost the title and been busy making pancakes. He said, that's why I stood at the top of the mountain. It's a hierarchy system, and you're all the way at the bottom. Kingston reminded him that he beat Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania a few years back to win that WWE Championship. And that man that stands next to you cried when I did so. He said also, I pinned you a couple weeks ago as well. They showed a replay, but they didn't show McIntyre getting involved. And Corey Graves actually noted that. Corey Graves was like, interesting that McIntyre hitting Bobby Lashley with MVP's cane was edited out of this clip. Like, kind of made Kofi look like a heel or a douche for trying to say, look, I beat you all by myself, when he didn't. Kingston would then say, you know what? You ain't got to challenge you for Money in the Bank. I want to challenge you for the WWE Championship and Money in the Bank. MVP thought that Kingston must be joking, but Lashley quickly says, oh, yeah, okay, I accept. Lashley also reminded Kingston that he only won the match because McIntyre helped. Weird that they didn't show it, though. Lashley said that he wanted their match to have no interference. So he's going to challenge Xavier Woods tonight and take him out so he doesn't make it to Money in the Bank. Woods said he was used to people dismissing him, thinking that he's beneath both Kofi and E. He ran down his accolades, which include being having a YouTube channel with over 2 million subscribers, being a host on G4, and an 11-time tag team champion. He then said that Lashley would underestimate him. Woods would then look up and look at Lashley and say, how about we make this match Hell in a Cell? MVP kind of was going to say no, and then Lashley goes, yeah, okay, I accept. And basically what happened here was Fox got a cell match. USA Network said, where the hell's our cell match? So they put one on the show tonight. That's all this was. This match was made to make the USA Network happy, to make NBC Universal happy. Because apparently, after WWE announced Rey Mysterio versus Roman Reigns inside a Hell in a Cell on SmackDown on Fox Friday, USA was like, whoa, why do they get the big marquee match that could draw ratings and we just get Raw, regular Raw every week? WWE did this good. This basically doesn't make good. They also let us know this match is the first Hell in a Cell match on Raw in 25 years. We then got a video from earlier in the day, AJ Styles almost in the Viking Raiders. Styles suggested they watch him beat Ricochet to a pulp later on tonight in his qualifying match for Money in the Bank. He said, once I win Money in the Bank and then I take that Money in the Bank briefcase and I cash it in to become WWE champion, almost and I then will think about defending our titles against you guys. Eric said they've beaten them before, and they would beat them again with the titles on the line. Styles knocked the turkey leg out of Ivar's hand. Ivar wanted to go after him, but Ivar held him back. No, Ivar wanted to go after him. Eric held Ivar back. This is all right. Kind of foreshadowed what we were going to see later, though. Ricochet cut a pre-tape promo. He knew what it was like to fail when challenging for the WWE title and knew how hard that fall was. He said he's willing to do whatever it took to win tonight. We got a 9.5, almost 10-minute match. Money in the Bank qualifier, Ricochet against AJ Styles. They went to the break less than a minute into this match, so it's just like, okay, well, yep, we're doing that already. When we came back, Ricochet made a comeback into a Northern Light suplex before rolling through into a vertical suplex for a 2. Styles hit an enziguri and a rack bomb of sorts for a 2. He traded strikes until Ricochet ducked a Pele kick and hit a very impressive-looking German suplex for a pin. Only got a 2 off it, though. Styles applied a calf crusher, but Ricochet made it to the ropes. Styles hit a fireman's carry neck breaker and set up for the phenomenal forearm, but the Viking Raiders suddenly ran out to attack Omos. Omos actually fought them both off, and they dodged a charge, and he went crashing through the barricade. Styles finally went for the phenomenal forearm, but Ricochet countered it into a recoil to pick up the victory. Yeah, Ricochet pinned AJ Styles to qualify and earn himself a spot in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. The announcers ran down the card for the rest of the night. They said that we've got other qualifiers, including Asuka and Naomi against against Eva Marie and her partner. Now here's the thing. It said Eva Marie and her partner. Yet the email WWE sent out regarding this match and the preview for Raw said Eva Marie and Doudrop. So, yeah. Riddle would approach Randy Orton in the back. Got some new RK Bro merch, like a drawstring bag and a coffee mug. He rambled about wanting to keep his stash of burgers, that is, though, inside his Money in the Bank briefcase and being afraid of the Burger King mascot. Orton told him, be quiet. Riddle wondered if he had any tips about being in Money in the Bank since Randy Orton has won it and successfully cashed in. Orton told him, stay out of my way. Riddle goes, well, that might be a little hard if we're both in the match fighting for the briefcase. Orton then said, that wouldn't be awesome for Riddle. Orton then walked away. Riddle tried to still talk to him, and they faded out. Then got Eva Marie and her partner being interviewed by Kevin Patrick. Marie called him Kyle. Marie wanted last week to be perfect. So she got a mani-pedi before the show. But unfortunately, she got a cold. Faked a cough. And then her protege went to talk. Kevin Patrick went to ask her for her name, and she says Piper, and Eva Marie cuts her off. And goes, oh, her name's Doudrop. And Piper Niven was like, so right then, right there, I knew, okay, I don't know what this is. Is Eva Marie blackmailing her or something to make her do what she wants? Because it already doesn't seem like she's happy, as we see later on. They walked off. Eva Marie made Niven hold her robe. I don't know where this is going, but I'll give a prediction of what I think from what I've heard once we talk about this next match, which was the Money in the Bank qualifier, Naomi and Asuka against Eva Marie and Doudrop. So it seemed like Eva Marie would start this match, but she immediately tagged in Doudrop, or I was going to call her Piper Niven. Niven had Naomi pinned after a corner cannonball, but Asuka broke up the cover. Niven was able to attempt to move off the top, but Marie, I don't know why I typed Marie, said Morgan. Marie tagged herself in. So Piper Niven's up on the top rope. She's got Naomi laid out and just slaps her for the tag in. And she's got that crazy look on her face again, like, you're gonna tag yourself in? Eva Marie goes for the pin, but Naomi kicks out. Marie wanted to tag out, but Piper Niven jumps off the apron and shook her head. Like, no, bitch. This ain't happening. Naomi then rolls up Eva Marie. Eva Marie gets pinned, and she was shocked. Piper Niven then gets a smile on her face, like she was pleased with what she had just done. So already dissension between these two. I don't know why they're together. Nothing has been said as to why she's her protege to Eva Marie. Hopefully we get some answers. But here's what I'm thinking. So we first had heard there were two names being considered for this role. Piper Niven and Mercedes Martinez. But from what I'm hearing, could be still Mercedes Martinez. Because what could happen, from what I've heard, is we get the dissension between Eva Marie and Piper Niven. Mad that she's called Doudrop or Doudrop. And she turns on Eva Marie. And then Mercedes Martinez comes and makes the save. From what I was told tonight, there's still a plan, or at least there's still been talks of Eva being with Mercedes Martinez. So maybe the plan could be that Eva brought in Doudrop. Doudrop is not happy with being with Eva, but before she can actually attack and hurt Eva, boom, here comes Mercedes to the rescue. I don't want to say it to the rescue because it'd be heels, but yeah, as the backup, the muscle. So we'll see how that all goes if that is still one of the plans. But from what I was told tonight, there's still been talks of Mercedes Martinez being paired with Eva Marie. But in all of that, Naomi and Asuka have qualified for the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Throughout the show, we got various vignettes and videos and stuff plugging Fast 9 featuring John Cena this weekend. A, because it's featuring John Cena, but B, it's a Universal movie, and Universal NBC Universal, USA Network, all hand in hand, same company. So they used the two different things, the connection, USA Network is owned by Universal, plus John Cena with the WWE tie-in. And we got a bunch of, hey, don't forget, this weekend, Fast 9, you're supposed to see it a year ago. Lashley was shown warming up in the background when Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce appeared in the ring. So basically they say, we saw what happened last night at Hell in a Cell with the Raw Women's Championship match. We didn't like it. Rhea Ripley, can you please come out? Pearce said that her actions last night were unacceptable of a champion. Ripley said, I'm confused. If this was Charlotte Flair and she would have done the same thing, you would have just overlooked it as, oh, Charlotte retained her title. Deville and Pearce explained what happens when a champion gets disqualified, like we all don't know, that you lose the match, but you don't lose your title. Charlotte Flair would then interrupt. Charlotte admitted that Ripley was smarter than she ever thought she was. But because of what she did, Charlotte is still on the path to destroy Rhea Ripley. Sonya then goes, well, Charlotte, if that's you some way trying to ask for a rematch, well, you got it. You will get your rematch against Rhea Ripley for the Raw Women's Championship at Money in the Bank. So at Money in the Bank, Rhea Ripley will defend once again the Raw Women's Championship against Charlotte Flair. Both women seemed content with this announcement. Yeah. Cool. We're getting it again. 2 pay-per-views in a row. Better not get another shitty finish like we did, though. So in the back, the roles were reversed from last week. Tamina and Natalya were doing a photo shoot when Sarah Schreiber would approach to do an interview, and it was cut short because Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke were training in a ring and being a little too loud. I go, whoa, creative. Where the fuck we see this before? Oh, yeah, 7 days ago. This was bad last week, and it was bad again tonight. They cut it short. They went over to the ring, seeing Mandy and Dana in their training. Natalya told them, take a break. Rose and Brooke said that they were just doing what was suggested last week by putting in the work. Natalya told them they were obligated to do media as champions. Rose and Brooke wanted to fight, but Natalya reminded them that she already beat Mandy Rose last night. Natalya and Tamina agreed, though, to fight them. They were drop-kicked off the apron by Rose and Brooke. This was silly, stupid, dumb, not needed. Mandy Rose lost. I get it was a singles match, but fuck it. Move on. Oh, wait, they can't move on because there ain't no other tag teams. Next up in the men's Money in the Bank qualifier was John Morrison against Randy Orton. This match went 12 and a half, 13 minutes. And I believe outside of a Rumble match, this is the first time we've ever seen Randy Orton and John Morrison in the ring together. Again, outside of a Rumble match, they've never done tags or anything, I don't believe. That's wild to think of. But when you think about it, back in the day, they were always on separate brands. So I guess I could, yeah, it makes sense, I guess. John Morrison had the early advantage until they went to the outside and Orton dropped him onto the announce table. Miz kept yelling at him because at first he was smacking John's head on the announce table over and over. And Miz is like, stop. Hey, Randy, what, a little much there. So finally he did the backdrop on the table. That's fine. But when you accidentally hit your opponent with part of the table, it's a DQ. Yeah, I still don't get that. I've never gotten how putting your opponent through the announce table is not a disqualification, or slamming your opponent on the announce table is not a disqualification. It's because you didn't intentionally seek out that as a weapon to use? I never fucking got it. And then after last night's finish, who fucking knows? Anyways, Orton starts stalking Miz. Miz starts backing up in his wheelchair, and we go to break. Orton was in control, and he came back to Morrison, hit a springboard kick. Morrison slammed Orton's arm against the steel steps and attempted an arm bar in the ring. Orton fought back to block the arm bar as a Fast and the Furious ad played on screen. At this point, now correct me if I'm wrong, but the ad played for Fast and the Furious or Fast 9, and like all the raw audio cut out and all we heard was the commercial. Like we just came back from fucking commercials. It seemed like also the wrestlers knew there was a commercial ad playing because Orton was clearly just talking to Morrison. His lips were moving. Orton finally countered an armbar, and soon, basically, he was given that cue. 3, 2, 1, counter to the armbar. Orton then fought back and hit a power slam and a draping DDT. Orton set up for an RKO, but Miz sprayed him in the face with the drip stick. Orton turned his attention to the Miz, so Morrison applied a schoolboy for a 2. Riddle then scooted out and casually chased Miz away. Orton was distracted by this, so Morrison wrenched him against the top rope before hitting a Starship Pain and picking up the victory. Yeah, Riddle caused a distraction, trying to help Orton that screwed Orton out of the match and out of a shot in Money in the Bank. Morrison will be in the Money in the Bank ladder match. I mean, awesome. Awesome. We got Ricochet and John Morrison. Fuck yeah. If we don't get John Morrison's moonsault off the apron while holding the ladder in this match, then it's all for nothing. We need that spot. Morrison does the acai moonsault holding a fucking ladder. In the back, Kevin Patrick interviewed Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Baszler said that she wasn't afraid of anyone and nothing was going to stop her from qualifying for Money in the Bank. Jackson admitted there was nothing quite like Alexa Bliss. The announcers then let us know that Titus O'Neil is being nominated for a 2021 Muhammad Ali Sportsman Humanitarian Award. So we get the qualifying tag match. It's Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. We'll talk about this in a second. It's Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Bliss came out with new music. Nikki Cross then cut a pre-match promo in the back. And she's dressed like a fucking superhero. She's goddamn the Hurricane Mighty Molly, whatever you want to say. She's wearing blue and gold. She's got a cape. She's got a mask just covering her eyes. You can tell her eyes are blacked out, colored as well. Butterfly right on the chest. So what is she, the blue butterfly? Camera showed her wearing her whole superhero outfit. And I go, oh no. Oh no. No, no, no. Early on, Bliss tried to hypnotize Reginald as Jackson Baszler tried snapping him out of it. Cross wiped them all out with a dive off the top as we went to a commercial break early on. Cross was in control of Baszler. She tagged in Bliss, who was happy to join in on the action, but Jax and Baszler took control. Bliss fought back and gave Baszler a code red before tagging in Cross. Jax tagged Cross and Baszler went to punch her, but Cross ducked. Baszler managed to hold up her punch so she didn't hit Nia, though. Jax was upset by this. I don't know why, really. Cross then gave Baszler a backdrop as Bliss went to the top for trying to hypnotize Reginald again. Jax snapped him out of it, and I think they hugged, whatever. I don't know. Cross then drop kicked them before hitting a roll-up on Baszler for the pinfall victory. Yeah. Nikki Cross pins Shayna Baszler. Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss qualify for Money in the Bank. This wasn't good at all. This wasn't good at all. And I don't know what the hell we're doing with Nikki Cross. What? Nikki Cross is now a superhero? And then after the match, they show the graphic of, hey, Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss have qualified for Money in the Bank. And they have a render of Nikki Cross in the costume. So this isn't just a one-night thing or, hey, we're going to try this out for a minute. No, they took promo photos of Nikki Cross in the costume, in the superhero getup. So this is a thing now. This is a real thing that's going to go for a while because they wouldn't have taken promo photos if they weren't thinking of keeping her in this thing. Like, oh, God, minke. Son of a bitch. We're going to be getting superhero Nikki Cross. Now, is this going to be a goddamn hurricane situation where we've got Gregory Helms in the back and then all of a sudden the hurricane shows up in the ring? Like, is he going to have the, what do they call it? Not alter ego, but his real life persona and his superhero persona? Are we doing that with her? We're going to get Nikki Cross in the back and then all of a sudden it's time for the match at the Blue Butterfly. I don't even know what to think. I honestly, I saw this and I was just flabbergasted the entire time. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce approached McIntyre, told him he doesn't have to compete tonight if he doesn't want to. McIntyre admitted that he wasn't in the greatest of shape because of last night's match, but he was also annoyed because he figured that they weren't telling Lashley the same thing. McIntyre then quoted Winston Churchill and said he would never surrender. They wished him good luck. Got another flashback to John Cena. This time it was him beating The Rock at WrestleMania 29. Then we get Jinder Mahal, Cedric Alexander, Jeff Hardy, and Sheamus to argue with Pearce and Deville that they each deserve a spot in Money in the Bank. Mahal and Hardy made their case by saying that they were former champions. Alexander thought that he should be in over these old antiques. And Hardy reminded him who beat him twice. Deville said that the matchups were final. Sheamus said that he shouldn't even have to qualify considering he's the United States champion. Pearce said he must be okay with defending that belt. Sheamus suddenly then said his nose is still hurt, can't, and he walks away. Mahal then said if something bad were to happen to one of those participants already in, maybe they should consider him as a replacement. And I go, oh no. Oh no, Ricochet. You're going to get beat up by fucking Jinder, and Jinder's going to take your spot. Oh no, Ricochet. So then we got Riddle versus Drew McIntyre in a qualifier. This match went 23 minutes. And oh boy, was this good. I loved this match, actually. McIntyre was in control early until Riddle yanked him off the top rope and hit a senton. Followed this up with a suplex. A couple of them, actually. McIntyre fought back with a suplex of his own, but Riddle shoved him into the post on the outside before hitting an overhead suplex. After commercial break, Riddle continued to target McIntyre's back. He hit an exploder suplex and kicked him in the back. McIntyre got his knees up on a senton attempt and followed this up with an overhead suplex and a neck breaker, and Riddle sold that overhead suplex well. The way he flipped for it, oh, it was like a snap suplex. Snap over belly deal. It was great. Riddle, though, countered a DDT into a jackknife cover for a 2. McIntyre came back with a clothesline for a 2 and a reverse Alabama slam. McIntyre suplexed Riddle off the top, and Orton sauntered out to watch. After a commercial break, McIntyre tried a white noise off the top, but Riddle countered into a powerbomb. He followed this up with a knee strike for a 2. McIntyre blocked a Pele kick and hit a Michinoku driver. McIntyre then tried something off the top, but Riddle caught him in a triangle choke. McIntyre fought out and hit the Future Shock DDT for a 2. McIntyre set it for a Claymore kick, but Riddle wouldn't get up. McIntyre went after him, and they suddenly traded suplex attempts with Riddle catching him with a knee strike. Riddle went for the floating bro, but McIntyre dodged it. McIntyre went for the Claymore, but Riddle countered into a bro mission. McIntyre fought out and headbutted Riddle, but Riddle caught him in a victory roll and pinned him to pick up the victory. Yes, Riddle defeats Drew McIntyre and qualifies for Money in the Bank. Riddle would then go on to approach Randy Orton on the stage and wanted a fist bump, but Orton didn't give it to him. Kofi Kingston then psyched up Xavier Woods for his Hell in a Cell match later tonight. We then go to the back where Jackson Riker's whipping himself with a strap. He's approached by Mansoor. Mansoor was going to ask for some advice, but was a little weirded out by what Riker was doing. Riker gave him some advice, said, never let your enemies escape. Riker said he had this strap because he's going to have a strap match next week against Elias, and he's looking forward to it. Elias can't run away from him this time. All of a sudden, Mustafa Ali would approach Mansoor. He told him that he was looking in the wrong direction and asking the wrong people for advice. He said that they should be asking why they weren't in the Money in the Bank qualifying matches. Ali told him that if you weren't given a chance to climb the ladder, you have to build your own ladder. They looked back at Riker, who continued to whip himself in the chest with a strap. We also get the announcement that next week, there's going to be a last chance Money in the Bank qualifier. The 3 men that lost tonight, Orton, McIntyre, and Styles, will battle in a triple threat match with the winner earning a slot inside Money in the Bank. Then we move on to our main event, the Hell in a Cell match. WWE Champion Bobby Lashley against Xavier Woods in a non-title match. Match goes just shy of 14 minutes. And I liked this match. I thought this was a really fun match. Early on, Lashley hit, I think, 2 or 3 flatliners in a row to get a 2 count. Woods tried to hit Lashley with a chair, but Lashley punched him in the face. Woods dodged a spear attempt and dropkicked Lashley into the cage. Woods then hit him repeatedly with a chair as they went to a break. Lashley was in control when we came back from that break. No explanation how he took control. Graves said the match has been one-sided, even though before the break, Woods was beating down the champ, basically. So I don't get that, Corey. Woods eventually did fight back and attacked with the kendo stick before hitting a wheelbarrow facebuster for a 2 and then a tornado DDT for another 2. Woods slipped out of a powerbomb attempt and super kicked Lashley onto a table in the ring. Then we got just the greatest spot that I've seen in a while. Fucking Xavier Woods climbs the ropes, does the springboard, and elbows fucking Bobby Lashley straight through the table. Table break's a little too perfect for my liking, but again, nitpicking. Lashley sells this like he's just knocked, but he kicks out at 2. Lashley and chucks Woods into a chair that was set up in the corner. He just throws him. He hits a spear and applies the hurt lock to pick up the victory. So after the match, Lashley continues the attack on Xavier Woods. MVP would get into the cage and lock it behind him, shutting out Kingston. We've then got MVP and Lashley yelling at Kofi because Kofi's on the outside. While at the same time, Lashley has Woods in the hurt lock, just pushing him as hard as he can up against the cage. Woods is screaming in pain. Kingston's like, "You're going to regret this. Let him go. This isn't about him. It's me and you, Bobby." Da, 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 da. And I thought this was a good little angle at the end. I guess it's going to put Woods on the back burner for a couple of weeks so he doesn't make it to Money in the Bank to help Kofi Kingston, but maybe in the end he does show up and help Kofi Kingston. And this is all swerve to make us think that Woods is not going to be there, but he shows up in the end for the assist. I don't think Kofi wins the title from Bobby Lashley, but I think these two will have a hell of a match at Money in the Bank because the match is official. Bobby Lashley defending the WWE Championship against Kofi Kingston at Money in the Bank. Again, like I said, I think this could be a really, really fun match. Really good. But with that, that was Monday Night Raw. Let's check the polls to see what you guys thought of tonight's show. Remember, if you want to be part of the show, you can do so by texting in to 510-906-1341. 70% of you on Twitch said the show was just all right. 20% of you didn't like the show, and 10% did like the show. As far as the YouTube poll does go, 54% of you liked tonight's Raw, 31% thought it was all right, and 15% did not like the show. Let's see, text messages. We got good number. It says, "God, I never thought we had to go through watching Eva Marie wrestle again. But do you think Eva is going to part ways with Piper, aka Dewdrop, soon?" And go, yeah, exactly what I said with I think something's going to happen where Piper Niven doesn't want to be with her. Of course, I mean, we know she doesn't want to be called Dewdrop because she was trying to say her name was Piper Niven. So I think this is going to lead to maybe Martinez coming in, Mercedes Martinez. It says, if Riddle wins Money in the Bank, do you see him challenging for the WWE Championship or the Universal Championship? WWE, but I also don't see him winning the briefcase. It says the U.S. Championship and the Raw Tag Team Championship. Oh, I don't know. Trying to ask me if the Raw Tag titles and the U.S. title will be defended at Money in the Bank. Your guess is as good as mine, brother. Fuck if I know. It says, who do you want to win both ladder matches and Money in the Bank? Well, I can't say that until I know who's actually in. Once I know who's in both ladder matches, then we can go start predicting. It says, whose team would you stick with if they were dominant and strategic to victory? Team Rhea or Team Charlotte? I don't even know what you're talking about. Whose team? What? Can't answer your question if I don't understand it. Because I think Raw was good tonight. Question to you is, who should challenge for the U.S. and IC titles soon? Well, I think Sami Zayn might get an IC title shot after beating Kevin Owens. As far as the U.S. title, I don't know. Well, as we saw tonight, Sheamus doesn't even want to defend it. Wow. I'm not even going to dignify this with the response. Yeah, no. That Martinez girl, like what? Yeah, disrespect by that text message. First says, what if Nikki Cross's new gimmick is part of Alexa's playground, new imaginary character she made since Lily is on timeout? Made a possession story with Lily trying to possess Nikki, but Nikki saves Alexa. No, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. First says, what do you think happens with RK Bro now? Still think they challenge? I think they win the tag titles at SummerSlam. That's what I think. What is how you feel about Lashley Kofi storyline? I like it. I like the whole Lashley took out Woods. Now Kofi doesn't just want the title. He wants revenge for Woods and this and that. So I like that. I like what they're building up right now with Kofi and Lashley. I think you add MVP in there. The story going forward is going to be really good, hopefully. We know all these guys are going to work well together. And the match itself should be really good. But with that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited. YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Remember to follow us on social media. Facebook.com/Pro Wrestling ULTD. Follow us on Instagram by searching for Pro Wrestling Unlimited. And follow us on Twitter at PW Unlimited. We'll be live again tomorrow night for NXT. So have a great rest of your Monday. Have a great Tuesday. And I'll see you right back here tomorrow for that Golden Black brand, NXT. Have a good one, guys.